What if dinosaurs did not disappear, but kept evolving like humans? Not just T-Rex gets slightly better teeth. I mean dinosaurs going from cave life to castles, from stone tools to smartphones, from roaring at the moon to arguing in comment sections. At the beginning, they are still wild. No cities, no language, no dinosaur coffee shops. Just jungles, volcanoes, giant insects, and one angry young T-Rex trying to solve every problem by biting it. But then some smaller dinosaurs begin to change. They walk more upright, use their front limbs better, remember danger, recognize faces, and most importantly, never forget who stole their food 3 winters ago. The first intelligent dinosaurs would not be kings. They would be nervous survivors. Tiny tribes hiding in caves, sleeping in groups, staring at every bush like, that bush looks personal. Then comes the first big upgrade, tools. One dinosaur picks up a sharp rock and realizes it can cut food, crack shells, and scare rivals. Evolution has officially unlocked bad decisions with equipment. Soon they make stone knives, bone needles, wooden spears, and simple traps. A raptor-like dinosaur uses a stick to pull insects from a log. Another uses a club just to look dangerous during tribal meetings. Fire changes everything. At first, they fear it. A lightning strike burns a tree, and every dinosaur runs around like someone just opened a group chat called Urgent. But slowly, they learn fire means warmth, safety, and cooked food. Cooking gives them more energy. More energy helps bigger brains. Bigger brains means better planning. And better planning means one dinosaur finally says, maybe we should not chase the giant horned animal into a river. Revolutionary. Now tribes begin to form. They hunt together, protect eggs together, share food, and argue about who forgot to keep the fire alive. Every tribe has that one dinosaur who says, relax, I know what I'm doing, 5 seconds before disaster. Their first language is probably simple. Danger calls, food calls, family calls, and one very specific sound meaning, do not stand behind the Ankylosaurus. Over time, roars become words, and tail movements become gestures. Their worldview would be built around survival. Human philosophy asks, who am I? Dinosaur philosophy asks, can I survive the thing currently trying to eat me? Honestly, both are valid. They would respect strength, but not just muscles. Strength of tribe, strength of memory, strength of territory, strength of self-control. Because a polite dinosaur is not someone who says thank you. A polite dinosaur is someone who does not eat the messenger. Then comes cave art. Dinosaurs paint hunts, storms, predators, eggs, and giant sky events. Somewhere on a cave wall, there is probably the first meme, a tiny dinosaur pointing at a huge monster with the caption, nope. The farming age begins almost by accident. Seeds fall near nests, plants grow, and herbivore dinosaurs realize, wait, food can appear here if we don't ruin everything? Civilization begins with one dinosaur discovering patience. Farming means villages. Villages mean food storage. Food storage means guards. And the first government is probably just a very large dinosaur standing next to grain saying, this is mine, but officially. Carnivores adapt too. Some become hunters. Some become fishermen. Some protect villages from wild predators. And some become food critics, because nothing says civilization like a velociraptor saying, the meat is slightly overcooked. Villages grow into towns. Dinosaurs build houses from wood, stone, mud, and bones. Doors become huge. Beds become reinforced. Chairs are invented and immediately redesigned because tails make normal chairs a hate crime. Then the first dinosaur cities rise near rivers. Markets, temples, roads, water systems, traffic, taxes. A triceratops cart blocks the road. A raptor courier sprints past everyone. A T-Rex noble complains the city gate is too small. Writing appears when dinosaurs need to record laws, trade, food, and complaints. The first written line is probably something poetic like, "The sun gives life." The second is definitely, "Who ate my fish?" Ancient dinosaur civilizations would be obsessed with the sky. Volcanoes, comets, storms, stars, the giant darkness above. If the asteroid missed them in this timeline, they might believe the universe tried to kill them and failed. That creates confidence. Maybe too much confidence. Their kings would be dramatic. Golden helmets, feathered robes, giant thrones. Everyone calls the king wise because he is also 6 tons. Democracy develops slowly when disagreeing with the ruler can become a dental emergency. Their armies are terrifying. Human ancient armies had horses and spears. Dinosaur armies have horns, armor, claws, tails, and teeth. Some soldiers do not need weapons. They are the weapon, just with a helmet. Long-necked dinosaurs help build towers. Raptors become scouts. Armored dinosaurs defend gates. Flying species carry messages. Civilization works because everyone has a role, except the loud ones, who become politicians. Then comes the medieval age. Castles rise on cliffs. Knights wear armor. Triceratops guards stand at gates. Raptors become assassins, messengers, and probably the most annoying chess players in history. Medieval banquets are insane. Herbivores eat mountains of plants. Carnivores eat roasted meat. The king gives a speech. Half the guests clap. The other half cannot clap because their arms are too short. Their society would constantly argue about rights. Should every species have the same laws if one needs a doorway the size of a church and another can fit inside a cabinet? Equality is easy to say until your neighbor has a tail that can destroy furniture. Smaller dinosaurs would demand protection. Giant herbivores would demand land. Predators would complain everyone treats them like criminals. Every carnivore politician begins with, "First of all, I have never eaten a voter." Then comes the Renaissance. Art, science, books, and dangerous questions. Dinosaur thinkers ask, what are stars? How does the body work? And why does the king have 17 castles while I have one chair with no tail hole? Printing spreads ideas fast. Books travel across kingdoms. Suddenly, everyone can read science, poetry, and terrible political opinions. The first comment section appears as angry claw marks on a public wall. Then industry arrives. Steam engines, factories, railroads, smoke. Dinosaur cities become louder, darker, faster. A T-Rex factory owner wears a top hat and says workers should be grateful. A raptor worker says, "Sir, you paid us in bones." Trains are built extra wide. Stations have claw-resistant floors. Rush hour begins, and every species discovers the same universal truth. Public transport makes everyone question civilization. Electricity changes the world again. Cities glow at night. Phones appear. Movies become popular. The first dinosaur movie star is probably a dramatic raptor who can cry on command and outrun the camera crew. Now, where are humans in all this? If humans evolve in the same world, we are not the rulers. We are small, clever mammals living under dinosaur civilization, basically raccoons with anxiety and better Wi-Fi. At first, dinosaurs might see humans as pests. Tiny, warm-blooded creatures stealing food, sneaking into nests, touching tools, and opening containers that were absolutely closed. Annoying? Yes. Impressive? Also yes. But later, humans become useful. We are small, precise, adaptable, and extremely good at getting into places we were not invited to. Dinosaurs might hire humans as mechanics, scouts, inventors, spies, or "please reach the small thing behind the machine" specialists. Humans would have mixed feelings: fear, respect, jealousy. Imagine living beside the dominant species, bigger, older, stronger, and somehow better dressed. That is emotionally damaging. Some humans would admire them. Dinosaur cities would feel godlike. A human child seeing a dinosaur capital for the first time would feel like an ant entering New York and realizing the ants lost the game. Others would resent them. Human rebels might hide in underground towns and forest camps, saying mammals deserve their own future. Every revolution starts when someone is too short to see over the counter. Modern dinosaur society becomes familiar and completely insane. Skyscrapers, schools, hospitals, offices, coffee shops, airports, elevators with tail space, and dentists with emergency insurance. The internet arrives, and civilization takes emotional damage. T-Rex influencers post gym routines. Raptors make dance trends. A Stegosaurus uploads one cooking tutorial and somehow becomes president. Politics is dramatic. Dinosaur debates are impossible because everyone roars over each other. One candidate promises lower taxes, better nests, and wider roads. Another accuses him of being soft on mammals. The crowd loses its mind. But real friendship could happen too. A young dinosaur and a young human grow up together. One has strength, one has clever hands. Together, they become the most chaotic buddy comedy in evolutionary history. Eventually, dinosaur society must ask a serious question. Are humans pests, pets, workers, or citizens? Do they deserve education, protection, voting rights, and tiny chairs in parliament? Yes, especially the tiny chairs. That may be the true test of dinosaur civilization. Not rockets, not skyscrapers, not claw-proof smartphones, but whether a powerful species can stop seeing smaller creatures as weak and start seeing them as different kinds of strong. Then dinosaurs reach space. Their rockets are massive. Their helmets are huge. Their spacesuits need tail stabilizers. The first dinosaur astronaut steps onto the moon and says, "One small step for reptile kind. Wait, my tail is floating." In the future, they build AI, smart cities, genetic medicine, and space colonies. A dinosaur CEO announces a new phone every year with almost no changes, and everyone buys it anyway because civilization never truly learns. But even after millions of years, old instincts remain. A modern T-Rex can wear a suit, pay taxes, and use a calendar app, but if something runs away, his brain still opens an ancient folder labeled Chase. So if dinosaurs evolved like humans, Earth would not just be humans with scales. It would be Stone Age raptors, medieval Triceratops knights, Renaissance dinosaur artists, industrial T-Rex businessmen, modern reptile influencers, and tiny humans yelling, "We also live here!"